Okay, so get this. Karl Rove is giving campaign advice to Democrats. Democrats.
Yeah, you read that right. It's a real head-scratcher at first glance.
No kidding. And on Fox News, of all places, we're diving into this Daily Beast article today. It's about some surprisingly candid advice Rove gave to Tim Walz. You know, the Democratic governor of Minnesota.
Right, the VP candidate.
Exactly. So, like, this isn't just some random Democrat. This is the guy who could be a heartbeat away from the presidency. What's Rove playing at here?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? But first, let's give our listeners a little background.
Good point.
So Rove, as I'm sure most people know, is like the GOP strategist, right? Bush's brain, the architect of, well, a lot of Republican victories over the years.
Right, he's a big deal in Republican circles.
Exactly. And Fox News, well, they're not exactly known for being a cozy place for Democrats. So to have Rove giving a Democrat campaign advice on that network, it's definitely unexpected.
To say the least. So rewind a bit, what got Tim Walz in the hot seat to begin with?
So Walz, he's kind of got this everyman image, very approachable, you know. But
Right.
lately, he's had some, well, inconsistencies in his record pointed out.
Gaffes.
You could say that. And his initial responses, not great, a little flustered maybe.
So the media pounced,
Oh, yeah, especially on the right.
and then Rove steps in with advice. On Fox News. You've got to give us the Cliff's Notes version of this because I am on the edge of my seat.
Okay, so picture this. Rove, on Fox News, he's talking about Walz, and get this, he calls him highly entertaining. Not exactly the words you'd expect. Right?
Shocking, actually.
Totally. But here's the real kicker. He tells Walz to just own up to it. Just apologize, admit the mistake, and move on.
Interesting.
He even says something like, voters are way more forgiving of an honest apology than some long-winded explanation.
That's kind of brilliant when you think about it, because so often politicians try to spin things, right? Or dodge the question.
Exactly. They get defensive, they lawyer up. But Rove's saying, just be real. And honestly, that authenticity can be really powerful, not just in politics, but in life.
100%. People can spot a fake a mile away. So you're saying honesty is the best policy, even in the mudslinging world of politics.
It's counterintuitive, right? But think about it. When someone admits they messed up, it disarms their critics, makes them seem more human, more relatable. You know, like when Domino's totally revamped their pizza recipe after that whole internet thing, they owned up to their mistakes publicly.
I remember that. I think it actually made people like them more.
Exactly, because they were upfront about it. Acknowledged the elephant in the room and then said, okay, we're fixing it. It's about showing humility, which can be surprisingly disarming.
So, honesty check. What else did Professor Rove cover in his impromptu strategy session?
Okay, so he also got into how Walz should be handling, well, Kamala Harris.
The VP. Always a tricky one for a running mate to navigate, right?
Yeah.
Do you defend every decision, every statement?
Exactly. It's a delicate balance. And Rove's advice was basically to focus on her accomplishments, frame her experience in a way that resonates with voters.
Don't just attack the opponent, build your own narrative.
Exactly. He actually used Obama's 2008 campaign as an example. Remember how positive that was? Hope and change?
It was really effective.
Right. And sure, there were subtle digs at his opponents, but the focus was on his vision, his message. That stuck with people.
This whole scenario is fascinating to me. You have Karl Rove, this, political mastermind, on Fox News, giving what sounds like genuine advice to a Democrat. It just makes you think.
It does. It shows that even in the most adversarial environments, even when everyone expects a fight, sometimes the best approach is surprisingly zen. Just be honest, be humble, and focus on the future, not on rehashing the past.
Wow. Talk about food for thought.
Yeah.
That's advice we could all use, whether we're on the campaign trail or just trying to navigate our own lives.
Absolutely. It's a good reminder that sometimes the most unexpected path is the most effective one.
And on that note, that's a wrap on this deep dive. Thanks for joining me. It's been, illuminating, to say the least.
Anytime. These are the kinds of conversations I live for.